time, baby. It is that time, baby. Come on, double down.
I'm ready, buddy. I'm locked in over here.
You tuned in to Degen Fantasy, and look at this. Let me just prop this thumbnail up real quick and just, give myself a little confidence here. Look at that beautiful ass thumbnail. If you tuned in because you saw the thumbnail and you're like, hey, these guys probably talk some good shit. You're 100% right. This is Degen Fantasy, and it's playoff fucking week. And listen, there is going to be no rookie bets. There's going to be no Rocky prop. Because this week it's only your boy, Reverse Kermit, here with Double Down Dan. Dan, what's that mean? Explain to the ladies and gentlemen, what does that mean if there's no rookie bets or Rocky prop and it's just Reverse Kermit?
That means that we have no sanity here on the pod today. So just prepare, lock in. It's going to get loud.
Yeah, I'm about to absolutely tee up. I'm about to get hyped. I'm sick of sitting here and just being like, well, Dan, what do you think of Baker Mayfield? And you're like, you know what? I really like Baker. But I'm going to say, fuck Baker Mayfield.
So I like it. You're coming out hot right off the gate. I like it.
Hot out of the gates. Listen, so NFL playoff weeks. Listen, we got some clips. We're going to hear what the internet's reacting to, what the internet's taking for this playoffs, for the NFL playoffs. A lot of people, Dan, tell them, who are they taking in one of the matchups that we were talking about? Who are they taking?
Listen, we are locked in right now on this Tampa Bay Bucks game because everybody and their fucking mothers are on the fucking Bucks this weekend. You know what that means? You know what that means for the smart bettor? That means we're going the other way. That's exactly what it means. So just line up the Eagles bets, put the money line on shit. If the public's all over it, I'm on the other side.
They're like, AJ Brown's not playing? Let's give all our money to Baker Mayfield. Listen, look at me. Look at me. Okay, Devonta Smith's going to have a game. Reverse Kermit's calling it. Okay, Jalen Hurts going to have a game. And also, we talked about this last week. We're going to get into it a little bit more at some point. Talking about that under 1.5 or under 1 yard for a tutty in the playoffs?
Under 1.5, sir.
Yeah, under 1.5. All right, listen, real quick before we get into the show, check us out on fucking IG. Because on IG, we're running our parlays of the day. We're running all of our exclusive picks. Hits and misses always displayed. Open DMs if you want to call me a fucking bitch or if you want to ask me a question. Members' choice picks of the week. And if you pay monthly, it's $10 off. Dan, what is our record today? Do you have it anywhere near you in your vicinity?
No, I don't. But it's somewhere. It's after last week. It's 63 and like 21.
63 and 20. Listen, you know what that percentage is? The percentage is guala. That means we got money out of all these fucking picks. But listen, outside of all the fucking entertainment wise, I'm going to be trying to put some emphasis into this. We have been hitting really well on our picks. If you would like to tail us, follow us on Instagram, and it's a paid subscription if you want to get in. And also, we are going absolutely fucking crazy on TikTok and on YouTube. It's at Degen Fantasy. All the links are on the bottom of our screen right here. Yeah, we're absolutely killing it. We were talking a little bit. We were talking shit about the Chiefs. I was talking shit about the Chiefs. I said Taylor Swift looks like she took a Duke all over the team.
I mean, it's a factual, by the way.
So if you weren't here last week, I'm gonna pop this up. Let me see if I remember how the display goes. Oh yeah, go like this. Boom, bam. These were our picks from last week. Or these were the games that we had last week. And I just, Dan, because I'm such a great dude, I just went and put our faces on each one of the picks. You like that? What do you think about that one? So your boy, Reverse Kermit Rocky Prop.
Hey, just remember, we got $50 on the line. We do have $50 on the line.
You know what I really like about that is some of the picks you were talking shit about, you're kind of starting to sway over on. You were like, I don't know if Kansas City can win this game.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and had a strange inkling that Kansas City was going to lose today. I actually, later on, we'll talk about the bullshit I read on ESPN today. That I have to get your fucking real-time reaction to that bullshit. Okay, cool. Because it was bullshit.
Yeah, because I saw you send me the link. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm unhappy about what I read this morning. But, yeah, no, I still stand by all these picks. I'm a little concerned about Kansas City. But, yeah, just remember – you're gonna lose, and that's okay. Sometimes second is what you deserve. Sometimes when you make bad picks, second is the best that you can do. And that's okay.
It's that's second. Okay. Well, listen, Dan, they call me rookie bets, Rocky Prop, Reverse Kermit, Ricky Bobby. Because if you ain't first, you're last. Okay. And what I'm saying too is what you said. I had a little. It's called an epiphany. And when you have it,
Ricky Bobby. How do you get a new nickname every 14 seconds? I don't understand it.
be Rocky Bobby. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, Rocky
If you ain't
Bobby's
first,
so
you're
good.
last. Listen.
Rocky Bobby's so good, dude.
First episode, Dan goes because we gave Dan the Double Down Dan name like off rip. It just came out and it stuck,
Double
and
Down
I
Dan's
couldn't
great.
find one. And he's like the running joke for the rest of the show is you should just keep adding nicknames to your name for the year, and then the next year when it comes, we'll restart. So right now I'm up to what is it? Rocky Prop, Rookie Bets, Reverse Kermit, and now Rocky Bobby. That's 4.
Yo, Rocky Bobby's where it's
If you ain't
at.
first, you're last.
Yo, we're starting Twitter handles with every single one of these names, and we're just gonna
And they're just gonna
throw
talk
picks
shit
out.
about each other on
Dude,
Twitter.
just
Like, dude, fucking Rocky Prop's such a hoe.
Rocky Prop's such a bitch. Yeah, no, that's great. Okay, listen. To lock back in, let's recap it. Okay. Baltimore, San Francisco got the week off. Now, in the first matchup, Rocky made the terrible decision of going with the rookie quarterback against a great defense. So he's got Houston, I got Cleveland. NFC's first matchup, we're both on Philly. Everybody's on Tampa. That means the smart guys are on the other side. That's how we do it. Miami, KC, I regret this bet already. Regret this pick if I lose or tie because I chose the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to be very upset. I'm on the Chiefs. He's on the Dolphins. I'm on the Rams. He's on the
Detroit
Lions.
is going to be the one that's going to break it.
I think the Rams are going to win. We're both on Buffalo, both on Dallas. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
A lot of talk about Green Bay possibly upsetting the Cowboys. I keep hearing on IG and fucking Twitter and shit.
A lot of talk about it, and that's all it is. It's just going to be talk. The Dallas Cowboys are going to win.
Let me ask you a question. Out of all these teams on the board, who's the worst player out of any of these teams? That's like a main star player. I'll answer first. Fucking Tony Pollard is the worst running back on the board.
Yeah, you know what? Can I just go ahead and co-sign that? Tony Pollard is a big, giant, steaming pile of shit, and he's horrible. Yeah, I'm gonna co-sign that one.
Fucking sucks. Who's the best QB on the board?
Right now,
go ahead.
Right now, it's Josh Allen. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Best wide receiver on the board. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Since AJ Brown's out, maybe CeeDee Lamb.
Last one, I feel like is going to be a little bit of a pinch. Who's the best tight end on the board? Because a lot of people would probably say Travis Kelce, but he's looked like shit. Yeah,
I like. It would be Laporta, but Schultz is probably my favorite tight end of the day.
Probably it's crazy how many good tight ends there's. Laporta, Kincaid, Ferguson, Kelce, Schultz, Njoku, Goddard. I can't believe I can name so many fucking tight ends. I'm really a football fan. Who's it on fucking the Rams? Higbee?
Yeah, Higbee on the Rams. Yeah, we got a ton of solid tight ends.
Yeah, so we have a lot of picks for you guys. Not a crazy amount, but we got a good amount of picks for you guys, and I broke a couple of them into the games that are tonight. So we're easily going to get into some of these games, and the main one everyone's talking about is Miami, Kansas City, and then also Buffalo and Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's not playing tonight, but these two games are the most affected by weather. Dan, give me the lowdown on this Buffalo-Pittsburgh game and why Josh Allen's line's at 200.5 passing yards.
All right, and this is why we're going to stick away from these two games. In Buffalo, we got possible before the game 1 to 3 foot of snow is being dropped on that area. It'll be shoveled out. It'll be fine. I don't think there's any snow scheduled for game time, but do have to be concerned with the 40 mile an hour wind gusts that are going to be coming through the stadium. Yeah, you have to be very careful about this game. Mason Rudolph, I think, is sitting at like 144.5. I just don't touch any totals on this game. I would just stick away from it. And then on the other side here, the Tundra Bowl, as they're calling it, KC and Miami are playing in a negative 30-degree wind chill. Can you? I couldn't. They're telling fans that they have to stay away unless they're covered up.
You know what this is? This is karma for the Dolphins. And do you know why?
Why?
Because all they do all season is make the opposing sideline sit in 110-degree weather while they're sitting in 80-degree shade. They're like, yeah, you like being cool? Let's see how cool you are in -30. Dude, that sounds painful. And that sounds
Oh, yeah.
not safe for the players, bro.
It's not safe for anybody. Who
Dude,
the fuck?
that's
Who the fuck wants to
fucked.
play a whole
You
game
know what?
in -30?
I'll always talk about hockey's like the toughest with like players wise, but I will give the NFL a ton of credit for not, and obviously this is the most American thing in the world is to have fucking football be played in any condition. They're like, you know what? We'll let it rock. There's a tornado
But you know
swinging
what?
through.
Like,
Let's let it rock.
you know what? It's kind of cool though because it's like every city has its own thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You know, like if you go to Miami in the summer, it's going to be a bitch. You know, if you go to Denver at any point in time in the season, it's high altitude, so you got
The
to deal with
altitude
that.
in Denver, the heat in
Northeast has
Miami.
got, the
Yeah,
Northeast has got the snow and shit. The West Coast has got the homeless people shitting on the streets.
yeah. I see. You just
It's
stole my joke. I was about to say in Baltimore, you might get stabbed. Like it's a whole
yeah,
bunch of
Baltimore,
shit.
you're definitely going to get stabbed. There's a lot of things that you need to worry about. Every city's got its fucking little X factors, I call it. Buffalo's
What's the worst
is the lake
city to
effect.
play in? Worst city to play in on the road?
I mean, I got to say, like Green Bay. It'd have to be like a tiny little city that's fucking frozen, like nothing to fucking do. It's got to be a northeastern city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or San Francisco.
So crazy. Miami came into that high altitude and dropped 70 when you can't breathe.
Something to be said about quarterbacks playing in high altitude, though. The way the ball sails and shit like that. But yeah, no, that was and they haven't looked the same since. So yeah.
I see. Part of this pick that I took of taking Miami is like one of my girlfriend's a Dolphins fan, so I've been kind of enjoying watching the Dolphins with her, and like they're fun to watch. But I fucking hate Kansas City. I
don't even
hate
want to hear
Kansas
that
City.
ever again. Your girlfriend likes the fucking Dolphins.
I enjoy watching.
You're a
so
fucking Giants fan.
I am a Giants fan, and when the
I
Giants
can't
aren't on
believe
and the
you
Dolphins
right
aren't, I'm like, damn, these guys look pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you just like the colors.
The colors are fire, and also I'm a Miami Heat fan, like a diehard Miami Heat fan. So like it's like I'm not a Steelers fan because I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. I like seeing the Steelers do decently because it's fun to be in the city and be around everyone so passionate about it. It's a good sports town. But yeah, so in the same token, like I'm taking Philly, but fuck Philly always, 100. and yeah, that's what it is. So Dan, lay me up so I can display these picks. What game you want to see? You want to see the Kansas City game? Do you want to see the Cleveland game, or do you want to see the whole slot?
Let's just go whole slot. Let's talk about it.
Whole slot, and we're gonna talk about it. And guess what? I made the display right so we can stay on the double big screen. Come on, Dan.
Look at
I'm
that.
a producer,
He's
director,
fucking,
editor. Come on.
fucking 6 months in, we're finally getting the hang of it. Look at us,
Yeah,
guys.
look at us, man.
us.
So where would you like to start? So we got one.
Let's go left to right.
All right, left to right. So we're starting in Kansas City with Isaiah Pacheco, 65.5. Obviously, with the weather being so fucking crazy, and it's gonna be tough to throw the ball, tougher. I think the running game as well. Dan co-signs this. He concurs, like in fucking Catch Me If You Can with Leo. He concurs. 65.5 is something that we think Isaiah Pacheco can get over.
Yeah, I think Pacheco and HN are good, solid plays here. As we discussed before, it's cold. I think we're going to look to establish the run pretty early, and I don't think either defense is going to be able to stop it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I think the prop of the day, because we have at least 3 of them, is definitely we're really looking at quarterbacks under their rushing yards, specifically ones that are light-skinned. Matthew Stafford couldn't run to hold the door for someone.
Matthew Stafford is a grandmother. He's definitely not going to be running. Yeah, we're gonna look in some interesting places for our bets this weekend, just until we get like a hold of the playoffs are tough. You got to pick and choose your spots, but we like Jordan Love under, we like the Stafford under, we like the Goff under. We don't see any of these quarterbacks running that much, but
yeah,
we had to decide with anything. That Jared Goff total,
yep.
he's not getting over that. Let's just put it that way. So
I think we cranked off like probably 2 or 3 weeks with this under the rushing totals. I think we did one on stream, and I think there was one that I just took before the game started and it hit. Yeah, Jared Goff, especially playing against like the Rams defense, I think is not going to be able to like leave the pocket and run. And also like I can't ever remember in my mind Jared Goff running.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's at 0.5. He did have one game where he had 2 yards. let's get a round of applause for fucking Matthew Stafford getting 2 fucking yards. But
Hey,
yeah,
that's a big total for a white guy. All right, not everybody can be Josh Allen mixed with a cheetah. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta pick and choose your battles. Okay.
And then Jordan Love is definitely going to get sacked a lot. And when we talked about this, we saw this Jared Goff line so every time we go over for these streams, we get on the phone, we talk picks, and I was like, Dan, have you ever seen this? I was like, Jared Goff's only got 1.5 rushing yards. I'm like, what do we do with this? And I'm like, let me look at his stats. And I was like, you can't take over. And Dan goes, why don't we lay up the under? So we laid up the under, and it hits at a pretty high rate. Also, like the playoff touchdown bet we're talking about that we're gonna hit on in a little bit. But what else do we got on the board? We got Njoku, Amon-Ra, and Nico. Nico's at 5.5 receptions. If Stroud, like I'm projecting, and for the Texans to win, maybe not projecting, but I just took the pick. If Stroud's gonna do anything, it's gonna be going to this man right here, Nico Collins, and 5.5 receptions he's got to at least catch 6 balls for them to even have a chance. So I think if they're even going to be in the game, this is going to hit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his line was this is on Prize Picks, so there's goblin lines, which I really hate because it floods the whole feed. But if you go on Prize Picks and you're a Prize Picks better, I use it for the displays because it's the most purdy. And 59.5 for his receiving yards. Smack that over all day because he's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And we had a video trending on TikTok. We did Diggs or Amon-Ra, and we took Amon-Ra for both of us.
Yeah. I think he's probably my favorite wide receiver right now to watch. I think he's electric every time he catches the ball. He's definitely going over this 60. I don't think they win like we talked about before, but if Goff is going to have to throw the ball to catch up or throw the ball just to keep up, it's probably going to hit Amon-Ra.
I think it's going to hit, especially because there's something to be said about us riding Jared Goff all season when he's indoors and he's playing this game indoors and it's a playoff game and Amon-Ra is. I think that's I usually don't call a lot of stuff a lock. Like I think that Amon-Ra pick, granted, unless he gets fucking injured, knock on wood, that's a lock. Yeah, that's a fucking lock. Yeah, Nico covered a 75.5 one. What was it? 75.5 last week in the first play of the game.
It was the first play of the game.
Yeah, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is miles better than Nico Collins. Then we got David Njoku. David Njoku, the first time I ever heard of him, he was on my fantasy roster off waivers. I'm like, I think this is rookie season. I'm like, I'm gonna take this to David Njoku, and he was on a tear. I really like David Njoku. I'm a little biased.
Yeah, today he's a good play. He's a good play. We like Flacco. We're thinking Cooper probably not going to get 265 yards receiving today, but he'll have a good day, I think. But I like Njoku here. I think when you go into the playoffs, teams are a little bit more conservative than they would be in the regular season. So give me Flacco to check it down a couple times, get him in the game.
I kind of like Njoku for an anytime touchdown too. We didn't have that in. I'm kind of leaning towards it if I'm going to place it on my personal COD because red zone. I feel like he's such a great target. He's quick. He's got a big body. I feel like against this Houston defense, he's going to be a good option.
I like the play. I would be a little cautious just because they have so many red zone threats, and usually Kareem Hunt. You know what I mean? They're going to put him in. Jerome Ford's down there. So, but yeah, I do like the play. I think it does have a little bit of upside. If you get a plus number on that, then I would definitely play it. Yeah.
So skew into Joe Flacco, Dan. We got 272.5.
Yeah, I think this line has already jumped up to 275. Simple math here. He threw for 368 last time. Yeah, they're going to probably dial back the throwing a little bit. But I think Cleveland has the most ability to fuck up here, I guess I would say, because the defense is so strong. So I do think Flacco is going to come out kind of slinging too.
I can't believe it's 2024 and we're talking about Joe Flacco playing football.
Me either. I don't think anybody fucking had this insane. On their. No, I don't think anybody had this on their card for happening this year at all.
No, at all. And it's been a great storyline to follow. Mr. Whiny, Patrick Mahomes, 243.5. We hit him with a nice under. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and this is more of a fuck you play than anything. Fuck you, Patrick Mahomes, and I stand by that and stand on it. If you want stats to back it up, I don't give a fuck. We're playing the under on this because fuck Patrick Mahomes and it's fucking
Yep.
negative 30 degrees outside. So,
Yep. And
yeah,
I'm
good luck with that. I hope you lose. I hope the Dolphins win. And fuck Patrick Mahomes again.
wait, hold on. You said you said what now? You said yo.
Yeah, I will take a $50 loss to watch the Kansas City Chiefs
Say
fans cry.
less. Thank
I'll take
God.
a $50 loss to watch Taylor Swift cry. I'll take a $50 loss to honestly just to say
All right.
that we don't have to see Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
What's the over under? Really, really whack stat, but based on the weather that she's at that game, she's gonna be in the skybox. The only one on
100%.
this. She's gonna be the
100%.
only one there.
She's 100% going to be at this game. She needs the camera time to feel good about herself, and that's just where she's at. So,
And then the last one we got here is Matthew Stafford, 275.5. We've been riding Stafford a lot this year, indoors especially. What do you think?
yeah. So here's the thing: I see a lot of people talking about how the Lions are going to come out and punch these guys in the mouth and Jared Goff revenge game. But what I don't hear a lot about is Matthew Stafford coming home to a dome he played in for the better part of his career. He's comfortable here. He's had a lot of 300+ yard games here. I think he's going to have another 300+ yard game here. I'd watch those wide receivers. We couldn't really pick one or the other who's going to have the stronger game, so we kind of stayed away from those lines. But Stafford's coming in hot. I think he's going to look to prove a point here, and he's comfortable playing here. That's the biggest thing. We're indoors in Detroit. Great. If we don't have the weather, I love Stafford in a fucking dome.
Yeah, very, very untalked about storyline with Goff and Stafford going against their former teams in the same exact game. And it's who feels more burned. I feel like whoever feels more burned is going to have a little bit more fuel in the tank to be like, you know what, fuck these guys. I'm going to go out there.
I'm actually going to side. I agree with that to a point. I also agree with what the next thing here is like, who feels more burned? Yeah, whatever. But who's the better quarterback here? I think that's what we need to really lock in on. Stafford is by far the better quarterback.
I agree. I feel like Goff is like a young Stafford. It's so weird.
Goff is like, I'll never forget. One time I watched a video where Goff went undercover as like a junior college quarterback transfer. Right. He comes in and shit like that. And they're like, oh, look at this guy. He can throw the ball. And then like Goff starts throwing the ball. And everyone's like, oh, that's really not that good. Like, he's not really throwing the ball that well and shit like that. You watched the video. I saw it different. It was like he comes out. He's like, oh, look at this guy. He's got such a fucking arm. And he's like barely throwing the ball 30 yards and shit like that. And everyone's like,
I disagree. He's an NFL quarterback.
That was funny. We'll run the video at some point, but I just had a very different take on that video. But yeah, no, I don't. He's very limited. Like when it really comes down to it, Jared Goff has to be schemed for. I don't think you need to scheme for Stafford. Stafford can pick and choose where he's going to throw the ball. He's a very accurate quarterback, but on top of it, he's just a very good quarterback. And if you want one of these quarterbacks, I'm gonna take Matt Stafford. I'm not.
I'll agree with that. Really, another cool clip of Stafford is you ever seen that clip when he was on the Lions and his shoulder like came out? He runs to the sideline and he's like,
it popped it
"Oh good, how good!" And he leads the final game-winning drive. Yeah, great clip. Let's go into some of the single game picks that we got because it's more or less what we had on screen. But that's the Philly one. I'm gonna go to the Miami KC one. So I'm only showing this display because I want to represent that how far we are staying from this game. We do not have a lot of picks, no quarterbacks, no wide receivers. The weather is an unbettable factor that is going to skew a lot of stuff. And the fucked up thing about it is a lot of people think, oh, if the weather's going to be bad, let's take an over or let's take an under, or, oh, if the weather's going to be bad, let's do this. But also talk about, Danny, I think you were saying that the discrepancy between the weather being bad doesn't really affect a game as much as we thought based on statistics.
No, but that's just based off of temperature. Excuse me. Just based off of temperature. So, like, it was funny because it was like 42.6 if the weather's below 32, and then the point average was like 4, was higher going down. So like 20, the temperature being 20, it was up a point. temperature being below 10, it was up like 1.5. So it really doesn't affect. It's just there's so many factors when it comes to like if the wind's going crazy, if the wind's fucking really blowing, can you keep a ball in the air for 15 yards and keep it accurate? I don't know. It's tough. These two quarterbacks aren't really. I mean, Mahomes has a strong arm, yes, but Tua, he tends to float a lot of shit. So I wouldn't. I don't know. This is too hard. I just tend to stay away from passers when the wind, and that's why you won't see me putting Josh Allen on a card either. I'm going to stay away from windy games because it's just too much variability for us. But rushing, I'm all over it. I think you got to keep the ball on the ground to win the game for either side. Honestly, you got to keep the offenses off the field the offenses off the field.
I agree. So I got a question for you. Would you want to, out of all these games, would you want to pick one game that you and I both don't watch and react to for a first time reaction on Monday? You can know the outcome, but would you want to pick one game that we don't watch? I'm thinking Dallas Green Bay.
You think Dallas Green? I want to watch that game though. I feel like
I want to watch. I want to watch the Philly. Yeah, I want to watch them too. So should we just not instead of a first time reaction? So we pick two games to. All right. So Monday we're gonna come in before our stream or on stream, and we're gonna react to the highlights from. Let's do Miami, Kansas City. Let's do Philly, Tampa.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
I think that'll be solid. We can watch the games.
We can't do Philly Tampa because Philly Tampa's on Monday.
Oh, it's on Monday. Okay.
Let's do Rams Detroit. Let's do Miami KC.
All right, I'm with that.
Yeah.
And then for that Monday game, we're kind of staying as much as we're taking the Eagles without AJ Brown. There's a couple question marks for like what Jalen Hurts is going to do. I don't think that's going to skew the outcome of the game. We both took Philly, but looking at the Buck side of it, Chris Godwin is we feel like he's going to have a day based on I think the scheme defensively is going to be to lock up Mike Evans. Rashad White's really came into his own this season. He's going to be running the ball. We think Chris Godwin's going to come out and be able to have a little bit of a lax in coverage and a little bit of a not as much emphasis on shutting him down where it's going to open up some things for him. And Baker Mayfield 237.5. Based on how much when he gets going, they really sling the ball in Tampa, especially being at home. I think this is a really nice play, and I'm really confident about this Baker one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa Bay is down, 7 to 14 points at any point in this game. I think they're going to need to throw the ball quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And as you saw, Mike Evans was hot, and then he kind of tailed off a little bit because he was getting focused on, because teams were double teaming him and shit like that. So just notice, like, you'll have a double team on Mike Evans just to control him. And I think Godwin will be able to pick and choose his spots, really. If you got to throw the ball a lot, I think Mayfield goes over 237 pretty easily. I don't like Philly's defense. We're not playing them based off the defense. Whenever there's a significant amount of money from a public side on a team, I like to go the other way just because it tends to happen. When it looks too easy, I go the other way.
I agree. So let me ask you a question. Out of everybody on the board, out of all the players on every one of these teams, who's the number one player you think that can steal their team a game, that has an outstanding performance that can steal their team a playoff win?
God, I hate to say it because I'm all over Cleveland. I have a ton. I think CJ Stroud, if he has
a great game,
I think if CJ Stroud has a really good game, the Browns are going to have a tough time.
You're making me feel great about my picks. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I'm gassing you up. So when, on Monday, when the garbage is set in and
so the fall is a little bit tough.
Exactly. No, I think CJ Stroud's probably the X factor. If he gets going, if he can fucking figure out that Cleveland Browns defense, I don't know.
All right.
Man. I think
I like that. We'll take X factors for each game. My X factor, standout X factor is CD Lamb. CD Lamb, if he has a day, is going to make this game an absolute fucking blowout. Even though Tony Pollard sucks and they're going to be really focused on locking him up, I think if CD Lamb has a day, it's going to be blowout. Who's your X factor in this Rams-Detroit game?
Oh, Kyron Williams, I think.
Good pick.
I love him. I just didn't. The lines were up so late this week. We just got really kind of fucked with everything. But I think Kyron Williams is. the Rams needed a running back for a long time.
Yep.
Since Todd Gurley kind of got kicked out of the league, they really haven't had like a solid back. And finally, they found one in that Notre Dame graduate. Kyron Williams is so fucking good. So if Stafford gets going with the passing and he's fucking moving the ball, and they get the running game go, I just don't think anyone's going to be ready to stop this offense when it really comes down to it. San Francisco's going to have a really tough time against them in the second round. I do want San Francisco to win, but I really think they're going to have a tough time against them.
You son of a bitch. I really think they're going to have a tough time in the second round. You son of a bitch.
What?
I just think,
are going to win.
No,
today.
I just think Detroit's got a dynamic backfield. I feel like they have the Swiss Army knife of speed and fucking strength.
And I love Detroit. I hope that I honestly, I really wish them the best. I just think
in the offseason.
Yeah, I wish them the best when they're golfing next week. No, I look, the story's great. They had a great fucking season. I just think this offense is tough, and I really think that Laporta is going to be missed here. He's not playing. I know they're trying to play kind of smoke and mirrors with this, but everything that I've heard is he's not going to go. And I think MCDC looks like a fucking jackass for playing him last week. Yeah. He's accounted for 8 or 10 touchdowns this year, like over 800 yards receiving. Like, he's a great fucking tight end, and they're going to miss him fucking a lot when it comes to this game. And I think it's going to matter. Like, they're going to have to keep up. Stafford and the boys are they're coming, baby. And they're playing you got a finesse team in a dome. That's like perfect fucking storm right there. They're going to lose this game.
I think so. For my X factor for that game, I think it's the Lions defense. I think if the Lions defense can at least give the Lions a chance, that the Lions can win that game. I think if the Lions defense play like shit, the game's lost because they have so many options in LA.
Can't you say that for like literally every other game? Where's reverse Kermit?
No.
Where's reverse
Listen,
Kermit?
I'll give you reverse Kermit, Dan, because that's not my fucking point. My point is that they got Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, a fucking terrible, decent tight end, and they got Kyron Williams. If they can't stop at least one factor of that fucking game, like hold down the run game, and then maybe the corners can have a decent time against Cooper Kupp, or hold down Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, maybe Kyron could fucking be the focal point. It's not saying, oh, if the defense makes more stops, then the Lions can win. But that's
literally what you just fucking said.
No, my X factor is saying that like they have to be decent. They have to be decent against the Rams, because if they are anything under decent, the game's going to be a fucking blowout. That's why it's important. I don't give a fuck what Miami's defense does. Or that's what I meant with that. That's what I'm
talking about. Well, fucking put your chest into it a little bit, okay? Jesus Christ.
Right, I'm not going to say fucking the Miami defense has to play well against Kansas City, and so does the Kansas. No, that's not what the fuck I'm talking about, Dan. You think I'm a rookie at this, bro? It's rookie bets. I'm not a rookie. Understood? Okay? And then what I'm saying is the Miami KC X Factor. Who's your fucking pick, Dan? Because now I'm riled up and I'm ready.
Rashee Rice. I think if Rashee Rice gets free here, he could have a day. And I think that'll fuck.
Oh, really, Dan? Yeah. If he gets free, he can have a day. That's a great take.
You cocksucking
son of a bitch.
Hey, listen. Okay, here's the deal. Rashee Rice, it's a good spot for him right here. Okay, I don't think Miami's coming in really fucking banged up. Get him going. Feed him the ball a little bit. Let's open up this deep. Here's my one concern. If KC doesn't come out firing and they let Miami kind of stick around, I don't think they win. They have to come out. They have to be strong with the pass. They got to get fucking Patty Mahomes going a little bit early here. And hopefully, for my pick's sake and that $50 that I'm going to be spending next week, for that sake, I hope Rashee Rice has a game today. But he's the X factor. I think if he gets going, KC will be okay.
So when I get that 50 from you, it's going to go into a nice two-legger parlay. It's going to be really fucking nice. And my X factor of this game, outside of Tua Tagovailoa, is definitely Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert was a little banged up. If he can come out and he can push the fucking ball and at least steal them at least 2 to 3 first downs. I feel like that's something that they would absolutely need because 3rd and fucking short, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, they're not going to give it to Devon Achane unless they're pitching it outside. The weather's going to fucking suck. They got to get mighty, and they got to punch it with Raheem Mostert, and also he's going to get a touchdown.
All right. Well, thanks for fucking co-signing that A-Chain pick, you cocksucker. You didn't want to put Mostert up there at all?
I'm talking about 3rd and short, Dan. You didn't say Mostert either. You said, I think Rashee Rice if he gets open. Don't give me no shit. Give me no shit.
A-Chain better be the fucking running back that's getting most of the carries in this fucking game.
I promise you he will not. He's a rookie.
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm glad we have him on the fucking board then.
He will get
glad that we have him on the fucking board.
He will get his yards, but Raheem Mostert is going to get the veterans carry. You know what the veterans carry is, dude?
All right. I'm done. I'm done with this. Who's the X factor in the Buffalo game?
The X factor in the Buffalo game. If I had to say, the X factor in the Buffalo game is got to be the fucking wind. That is the only X factor in this fucking game. That is the only thing giving Pittsburgh some fucking leeway, so he's not slinging a fucking 100-yard bomb to Gabe Davis or fucking Stephon Diggs and get a 6-yard fucking catch.
Davis is out.
Is he out? Oh,
Bills are missing a lot of key contributors. This is another very public side is the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 10. A lot of people are on the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 10.
I got my new X factor when you're ready.
My X factor for this game, the biggest area, the Steelers rushing game and Buffalo Bills rushing defense. I think this matchup wins the game. If the Steelers get controlled on the ground, they're going to have no fucking shot. If they don't, they're going to have a very real shot to win this game, let alone cover. But I don't think it happens. I think the Bills are going to win. Yeah.
Is Khalil Shakir playing?
Yeah.
I don't think he's the X factor, but I think he needs to really, really step up and really, really help this offense.
I think you could say he's the X factor.
He might. I think
you could say it.
Yeah, I would co-sign that as he's the X factor because he needs to fill a void, and also like if Gabe Davis isn't there and fucking is Kincaid playing?
Yeah.
Okay. Diggs is gonna get a lot of fucking coverage, and Shakir is gonna have to make a lot of catches, a lot of tough, like important catches, like 3rd and 7, fucking something to get him in the red zone. He's got to have a fucking day, hands down.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
All right, well, there's our little breakdown of our X factors. Do you want to get into some fucking ticky talks and hear what the populace is talking about? Because you sent me a couple. I pulled one. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. Let me get a. I'll leave this display up. Let me flip it and dip it and rip it. Fucking Rocky Bobby. Understood? All right, let's get into it. And listen, unmute your mic so we can talk during this when I hit it. Yeah, come on, Dan.
Absolutely not.
I want to hear the chatter. All right.
I went 12 for 13 predicting NFL playoff games last year and have correctly predicted 77% of playoff games over the last 3 years. Here's what I got in round 1. Starting out with the Texans versus the Browns, I'm a bit worried about the Denzel Ward injury, but with or without him, the Browns have a significantly better defense than the Texans. The Texans ranked in the bottom half of the league in terms of adjusted defensive efficiency, while the Browns ranked top 3 this season. These two teams played just 3 weeks ago, and the Browns put up 36 points while Flacco threw for 368 yards and 3 TDs. I'm going with the Browns in this one because they're the better team, but also because a Flacco versus Ravens playoff game is simply too poetic not to happen. On to the Dolphins and Chiefs. The Chiefs defense has ranked top 5 in adjusted efficiency this season, and the Dolphins have really struggled against good teams, losing by at least 7 points to the Bills twice, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. They did have a good win over the Cowboys, but that game was at home. I'm taking the Chiefs here in a home game projected to have temperatures below 0 degrees. On to the Bills and Steelers. The Bills are basically getting a bye in the first round of the playoffs. Given the current weather projections in this game with wind gusts potentially as high as 45 miles an hour, I could see this game being closer than the current 10-point spread, but I would be absolutely shocked if the Bills lost at home to a Steelers offense that ranked bottom 10 in the NFL this season. So I'm taking the biggest favorite of the week with the Bills. On to the NFC with the Packers and Cowboys. Predicting the Cowboys to win was my only miss in the playoffs last year, and I'll always be nervous trusting Mike McCarthy in the playoffs. The Packers have been red hot, winning 3 straight in 6 of their last 8 games to sneak into the playoffs, so I could see them making this game interesting and being a popular underdog pick. Still though, the Cowboys offense ranked number 2 in adjusted offensive efficiency this year. They should have no problem scoring 30 plus against this Packers defense, so I'm going with the favorite again in this one and taking the Cowboys. On to the Rams-Lions game, which should be a really fun one with 2 offenses that rank top 8 in efficiency this year and 2 quarterbacks playing their former teams. Despite being at home, I think this will be a really difficult matchup for the Lions, who ranked bottom 5 in pass defense this season. It would warm my heart to see a Lions playoff run, but I'm going with the underdog and taking the Rams here. Finally, with the last matchup of the week between the Eagles and the Buccaneers, both of these pass funnel defenses were extremely similar this year. They're both great against the run and have elite defensive lines, but really struggle in the secondary, which is why both ranked bottom 5 in terms of passing yards allowed this season. And even despite their recent struggles, I'd be picking the Eagles in this one pretty easily if it weren't for all the injury concerns around Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and AJ Brown. But with all those injury concerns, I'm taking the Bucs at home as underdogs in this one.
So stupid.
Buddy sounds like he couldn't even name one head coach in the entire fucking bracket.
Okay, he might be able to, but he does sound like the classic nerd. So listen, watching that video, does it make you question any of your picks?
Honestly, only probably just the Browns pick, but I just want to see what the Texans are made of under some pressure. So I'm not. The Lions, I'm not really upset about the Lions pick either, because the Lions is just like a toss up, and I enjoy watching them. So maybe that's kind of like why I'm favoring them a little bit. I think the Lions Rams game is going to be close early, and then one team's going to start running away after halftime.
Okay.
I don't know that Browns game. We're gonna see. If Joe Flacco gets fucking he gets bopped early on.
Why are you smiling like that?
Not like I'm not saying I want the dude to get fucking hurt, but I'm saying
why'd you just do the weirdest smile you could possibly do about that?
I'm just saying he's a little bit older. He gets fucking bopped. I'm pretty sure
that's our Italian
some more
brother
horrific
right
shit.
That is our Italian brother.
Listen, there's only one Italian brother in the NFL.
No,
understood.
Don't even talk to me about
understood. Okay. Okay.
All right, listen. So it doesn't make you think anything different of your picks. I mean, hearing, because I heard that the Bucs and the Eagles have the worst pass defenses, basically.
Well, who are you asking? Are you asking
now?
I'm thinking, are you asking rookie bets, or are you asking reverse?
I'm asking whoever the fuck is going to answer over there. Who is? Does it make you think differently about like an Eagles play, about like a Devonta Smith over or something like that?
I wanted to look at Devonta Smith over, but he's a great wide receiver. I just don't know how he's going to fare as the number one in a playoff game. If this was a regular season game, it'd be like Devonta Smith over. And also his lines would be fucking skewed too. In a playoff game, when you have a defense like the Bucs are not a terrible defense, and they have some decent corners that are going to be able to hone in on him. And also, like, he's got a speed game, which is great for when you're heaving it downfield. You play deep safety. There's certain ways you can defend against Devonta Smith compared to, like, if you have AJ Brown across the field, it opens up so much for both of them. And it's almost like what you're seeing with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp being on the field at the same time. They both have two different type skill sets, especially one of them being younger. It's a great advantage for when you're a quarterback that you can have two top studs to throw to on either side of the field. And also that also means that Devonta Smith's going to get a lot of usage, and he's not going to have a lot of time to be able to fucking chill out and take a break and like sit on the sideline and recoup and get some air and some fucking agua. So I don't know. I would love to see how he's going to fare. But I wouldn't want to touch.
Wait, hold on. Wait, which of your personalities is it that speaks Spanish? You gotta have like, is it Rocky Martin or whatever the fuck? Let's give you like a fucking. Let's give you like.
You
a
think
little
Martiner is a fucking? You think Martiner is a Puerto Rican?
Ricky
name?
Martin is like a famous Latin pop star, so I thought Rocky Martin could be good.
No, Dan. See, listen. You can't be like Jalen Hurts just forcing it to Devonta Smith when you just
Enrique Iglesias.
I can't add one more. And listen, it's one per episode. Okay, I'm not going to remember it.
Give me a fucking break there. That's fucking. You know what?
Dan, you know what? That was absolutely terrible, and I really think you should reconsider your life. And one thing I'm going to have you reconsider is this: you're going to need to pipe down and watch this fucking TikTok. And we're going to see what you think.
NFL pick of the decade. Holy cow! If you think cold weather is going to affect my father Tua or the outcome of this game, you're dust. The Chiefs aren't even a legitimate playoff team, let alone a Super Bowl contender. This team has no receivers, an aging tight end who would rather be at a Taylor Swift concert, and a QB who knows they aren't good enough. The Dolphins have gotten better every year, and this is the year that they take the big step. Tyreek Hill is going to slice and
This is the
dice
year.
this Chiefs defense in an all-time revenge game. I think Alex Earl's boyfriend might even score a touchdown. This is my Shamu, Free Willy, House Call, Moose Elephant, NFL pick of the decade. Dolphins plus 4.5. And just like I said 4 months ago, f*** the Chiefs and f*** the Swifties.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something.
That was super biased. But what do you think?
That fucking that clip at the end is like just
Will
solid.
Smith is just funny to see now.
This is actually the TikTok, and he's the worst. Like I never
Mhm.
want to hear him talk again.
Yeah.
But but that was the one that kind of got me a little bit. I'm like, this guy's really fucking confident in these fucking Dolphins. I don't know what he's watching or
Spins
what
up,
team
baby.
he watched. There's no fucking way. There's
Listen,
no fucking way.
I feel in my pick, aside from all the fucking KC hate, that like it's not even so much that I have faith in the Dolphins. I just don't think, like, aside from all the fucking hate, I don't think the Chiefs have it. Maybe they can have it to get through the first round, but I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback, but realistically, like, Kelsey's looked fucking terrible. Defense hasn't looked too solid. Fucking Pacheco looks pretty decent. I'll co-sign Pacheco, but Rashee Rice is not going to get you there, especially like when you're looking across the field, like Rashee Rice or Tyreek Hill. Would you rather have Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane or Pacheco and fucking Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Would you rather have fucking Kelsey or whoever the fuck their tight end is? Kelsey's probably the only matchup, and Mahomes probably the only matchup you take over the Dolphins. And I think I like the Dolphins defense better.
You probably have to think about that Kelsey thing too, because he has lost a significant step this year. Like it's very noticeable that he's lost. I don't know. Maybe he's got too many boosters. Maybe that's the case. Something's fucking going down with that guy this year. He's maybe because of all the hits he's taken, but he definitely looks like he's lost a step.
That's what happens when you join the Illuminati.
All right, moving on. All right, so here's the article that I read today. This is by Bill Barnwell. He's like a very well-known writer, columnist for ESPN. This is his playoff bracket. All right, I'm going to go down. I'll just do it really quickly. Excuse me. So, all right, first matchup, he goes Green Bay and Dallas. He's got Dallas winning. The Rams in Detroit, he's got Detroit.
Okay.
The biggest thing that I want to really there's a very surprising little twist here, because this is wild. Okay. He has the Bucks. He has the Eagles over the Bucks. He's got the Bills over the Steelers. He has the Chiefs over the Dolphins. He's got the Texans over the Browns.
Me too.
He's got the Niners over the Eagles in the second round. Okay. He has the Cowboys over the Lions in the second round.
Okay, cosign.
Okay. He has the Ravens over the Texans. Okay.
Okay.
He's got the Kansas City Chiefs over the Bills.
He's smoking pole is what he's doing.
Okay. He's
I'm
definitely
gonna hop
smoking
off
something.
Patty.
He's got the Cowboys over the Niners.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
He's also got the Chiefs over the Ravens.
Tell him to hop off.
Okay, hold on, because it gets wilder. He's got a Cowboys. He's got a Cowboys Chiefs Super Bowl.
Okay.
And who do you think he's picking?
He's like, look, I'm different. Everyone wants the Ravens and the Niners.
Who do you
I'm
think?
Different.
Who do you think he's picking?
If
Chiefs,
he doesn't take the Cowboys, he needs to completely remove Patrick Mahomes' rod out of his fucking esophagus.
All right, do me a favor. I'm gonna give you the winner. Okay, I want you to spin around in your chair, and then when you spin back, I want the craziest reverse Kermit, or possibly Rocky Bobby. Let's give me a Rocky Bobby here. Okay, all right. In the Super Bowl, okay, he's got the Chiefs and Cowboys. The Chiefs win 23-20. What do you think about that?
I don't even know. Dan, I don't got nothing for you. I don't even know what to say to that. What do you say? Dude, the dude's a fucking idiot. That dude is fucking stupid.
People think he's like a pretty, like, pristine NFL mind. I'm in my bed. I'm scrolling this morning, okay? looking at fucking all sorts of stupid sports shit, looking at what I'm going to gamble on for the day. I scroll across this fucking article and my jaw dropped. Could you have picked a worse time to side with the Chiefs?
Yeah, dude. That's why I don't want to give it a reaction. I could have said some dumb shit, but it's specifically because if you came across that article and it said Cowboys to win, Niners to get to the finals, someone else that's probably a decent team, Bills, Ravens, or someone else to get to the finals, you'd be like, oh, moving on. He just wanted to be able to be like, look, oh my God, let's talk about it. Everyone talk about me and my article. And then if he gets one pick in the first round, that's fucking an odd choice to hit. He's like, yup, you see how
Hey, it worked because we're talking about it right now.
That's exactly why I didn't want to go, oh, reverse karma, Rocky Bobby. Like I don't get, like, you know, you can just look at me. You can go fuck yourself. Okay, I know what you're doing. You want a little fucking, you want some ads, you want some fucking views, you want some articles, you want some fucking hot takes. ESPN Stephen A's gonna be like, this is just blasphemous. Like I'm whatever. Like whatever the fuck, dude. Like, yeah, great. I can make a bracket. Solid. I can make an entire bracket of all the worst picks and just be like, what do you guys think? And then everyone's gonna go, like, I can make a TikTok right fucking honestly, Dan. I'm pulling up the bracket. We're gonna make a meme TikTok. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, this is exactly what we're about to do. You're about to see it live on Degen Fantasy. Maybe I'll post the clip. Ready? Where's the bracket?
There you go.
All right. Hold on. I need to take the ones with the picks off.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, let's go side by. All right, this is who I'm taking in the NFL playoffs. First off, taking Cleveland hot out of the gates. Joe Flacco's on it. Understood? Okay. Tampa Bay and Philly. If you're not taking Tampa Bay, then you are smoking Jalen Hurts pull. Understood? AJ Brown's not playing. That's it. That's it. Okay. Miami versus Kansas City. I'm taking my boy, Patrick Mahomes. And guess where he's going? Maybe to another ring. Okay, understood? Listen, Detroit and the Rams, like, whatever. You know, I'll just take the Rams. All right, I'll take the Rams. And listen, double down take right here, because my name's Double Down Dan. Hot take is I'm taking Pittsburgh over Buffalo because it's chilly outside. And then I'm taking Green Bay because Dak Prescott doesn't have what it takes. That's your Double Down Dan hot take here on TikTok.
Why are you putting that?
Anyway, so
how are you gonna put that TikTok on me, motherfucker?
Anyway, we got another TikTok here.
You piece of shit. I can't believe you.
Maybe are you crying?
Yo, that was the best. I can't. You got to post that right the fuck down. That was fantastic.
Post that and never did that. But this is my point. We'll review this on stream after I post it. Everyone's gonna be like, "No, dude, are you stupid? Let me just put my opinion in the comment section so I can be right." If I took all the favorites, everyone, no one would say shit. They'd be like, "What are they gonna comment?" And be like, "I agree." The funny thing is, Kevin's been he's been hopping on our TikTok commenting when he sees this post, and he knows nothing about sports. So anytime anyone comments, he just goes under their comment and goes, "I disagree." You want to hear one of our comments from the TikTok? Hold on.
Yeah, give it to me.
I got a comment. This one is absolutely fucking hilarious. There's a video where we're talking about Bill Belichick possibly going to the Seahawks, and one of the comments is, where is it? It's from this dude named Lost. And it says, unfortunately for the Seahawks, the melanin levels of their receiving core may be too high for Bill Belichick. Number one comment under is young Tavo. And it just goes, I disagree. And I go, Kevin, do you know what he's talking about? And he's like, no. I'm like, basically, he's saying that the receiving core on the Seahawks is too dark-skinned for Bill Belichick. But
it might be.
Yeah, and then someone commented, he retired, bro. And I said, he didn't, bro. Fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. Let's lay up a little TikTok, and then I will be. I'm definitely gonna clip that and post it, and it's gonna be on my. So I throw all these live streams into an app called Video, and it literally gives me all the fucking the breakdowns with the comments already on it, and a topic. It's gonna say, Double Down Dan's topics of the day.
Yo, I fucking hate you. Don't put that on my name. I want my name nothing near that clip.
Oh, your name's about to go viral. Stephen A is gonna be like, this is just blasphemous.
This Double Down Dan's a piece of shit. Let me
The
tell you
NFL
why.
playoffs are finally here, and it's time for me to fill out my bracket, so here are my full predictions. Starting things off, Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns are headed to Houston, where they won big last time, but that was without C.J. Stroud and a lot of key defenders for the Texans. I think both pass rushes are going to feast. I think both teams are going to struggle to run the football, so it's going to come down to which quarterback can go out and make more plays, and I think C.J. Stroud is just so clutch, man. I think he's built for the moment. The Texans feel like a team of destiny right now. Give me Houston. Next up, my Miami Dolphins are traveling to Kansas City. Tyreek Hill makes his long-awaited return to Arrowhead. The weather in this game is going to be historically cold. They're projecting a negative 30-degree wind chill. I think it's pretty clear both of these passing games are going to be held in check, but the difference I see is that Miami is good at running the football. Kansas City's defense struggles to stop the run, and they also struggle to run it themselves a lot. As crazy as it is to bet on a Miami team in this weather, I think they match up pretty well. It doesn't feel like it's Mahomes' year with these receivers. Give me the Dolphins in a road upset. If TJ Watt was playing in this game, I would pick the Steelers to pull off the upset. I'm dead serious. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I still think the Steelers can keep this close, make it a low-scoring game. They've got a lot of guys in the secondary still. They can run the football, but ultimately Buffalo's offense will break through more than I think Mason Rudolph can keep up with. Give me the Bills. Now we move to the wild card in the NFC, where the Green Bay Packers are headed back into Jerry World. We all remember what went down there last time. I want to give Jordan Love his props. He's been playing awesome football lately. I think Green Bay will hit some big plays through the air. But when it comes down to which offense I think can consistently get it done in this game, Dallas against that Joe Barry defense. CeeDee Lamb attacking the middle of the field. I can see it right now. A massive day for Dak. I think the Cowboys will shake off their demons a little bit here and hold off the upset. I think there's no doubt about it. This is the most exciting matchup of the weekend. Matthew Stafford is headed back to Detroit for the Lions' biggest game in probably 30 years. These are two well-coached teams, awesomely engineered offenses, but man, Detroit's passing defense scares me so much. That secondary is truly awful. Their run defense is pretty good. I think they can neutralize Kyren a little bit, but I can see right now they are going to struggle a ton to hold Stafford in check on a down-to-down basis with Kupp and Puka. Detroit's offensive line has a good shot to hold Aaron Donald in check. I think it'll be a shootout, but ultimately I don't think Detroit can get quite as many stops. Give me the Rams in an upset. And on Monday night, this one is going to be very interesting. The Eagles are spiraling and they're headed into Tampa Bay. The way I see it, as bad as the NFC South has been, the Bucs are healthier, they're more united, they're feistier. I do not think this Philly secondary can handle Evans and Godwin. I also think this Tampa Bay defense is pretty good against the run. They're going to force an injured Jalen Hurts into some tough situations, and I think they pull off the upset. At this point, I think we see the biggest upset of the entire playoffs. Give me the Rams to stun the 49ers. These divisional matchups are tough, man. LA came really close to beating San Francisco when they met in week 2, and that was without Cooper Kupp. The Niners are truthfully not great against the run. I think Kyren will have a big day as much as they have the personnel to neutralize Stafford a little bit more. And as young as the Rams defense is, this is a game where Aaron Donald has the potential to wreak some real havoc. San Francisco is a little fraudulent in pass protection. I think they can make Purdy uncomfortable. LA is playing amazing offense right now, and I trust Raheem Morris to get creative on the defensive end. This is the stunner of the year, mark my words. And I expect Dallas to beat the Buccaneers pretty comfortably. They've got defensive backs that can man up with Tampa's vertical passing game, give Baker a tough time. Dak should ball out against Todd Bowles. I think the Cowboys go to the NFC Championship. They got a favorable road. And I'm not going to get delusional here. The Ravens are beating the Dolphins. Lamar is going to totally wear out our pass rush that's already banged up, already doesn't have a lot of bodies. I think the Tua is probably due for some turnovers against that defense. And I think this is where we see the Texans Cinderella story end. It is so difficult to stay on point offensively in that Buffalo environment. So I think we will get the all-chalk AFC Championship matchup. And ultimately, I think Josh Allen and Sean McDermott are bound to troll at some point. As good as this team can be when they're on point, I do not trust them to string together a bunch of quality performances. The Ravens have so many different things they can go to on offense, and I think Mike McDonald will get really creative trying to contain Josh Allen. Give me the Ravens. I think it's their year to go to the Super Bowl. Lamar gets it done and boosts his playoff reputation. An amazing year for Sean McVay to get to the NFC Championship. We saw these two teams play earlier this year. Dallas won in a landslide. I think it will be closer this time because LA can run the football, but I think the Cowboys get it done. They cannot hold CeeDee Lamb in check. It's another big day for him. So in the Super Bowl, I think we get a big ticket matchup between the Ravens and the Cowboys. The Cowboys were my preseason Super Bowl prediction, so I think I gotta stand on business now. Mark my words, Micah Parsons will be the star of this game. Baltimore's tackles are suspect. I think this is their year. The Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Dallas has some of the athletes to run around with Lamar. I trust Dak to be sound against that complex Baltimore.
Imagine if like we're talking shit this whole time and like they do like a bracket challenge like they do for the fucking the college basketball basketball tournament, and like that's $1 million bracket right there.
Dude,
Like,
he
this
hits
dude
perfect on everything.
fucking stupid.
They do have a bracket contest, and I am in one, so you should definitely get in a couple of them.
I will build that today. Damn, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. These are the
took
people
the Rams to beat the Niners.
Which, I mean, not the worst pick. Not the worst pick.
Not the best pick.
It's not the best one, but it's also not the worst one. I don't know, man. This is what we're dealing with. These are the other creators in the space here, buddy.
I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, look at these fucking A1 picks we got here. Like, listen, I'm taking KC, Pittsburgh, Green Bay. Now that was ridiculous, though. I don't agree with the Rams beating the fucking Cowboys, or the Rams beating the Niners. I don't agree that Baltimore would be. I think if Buffalo sniffs the Super Bowl and Kansas City's not there, they're winning. What?
Why do you sound like the Bills fan out of the two of us right now?
I don't know. I really like the Bills this year.
Yeah, that makes one of us.
Well,
that makes one of us.
I mean, it's because you actually you know the ins and outs.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to watch our shit ass team this whole year. So, yeah, that's a horrible pick. I'm gonna go ahead and co-sign his pick of the Cowboys to beat the Texans in the Super Bowl. Fucking clip it.
I just don't want to see the Chiefs win tonight. All right, give us we're like at an hour right now. I don't know if there's any other topics you have, but I want to hear right now. Topic of the day. Listen, take this with a grain of salt because Dan's already on his fucking 8th life now, like a cat. Because all right, so Dan, if you had to take one of these,
I'm not doing it.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Ask me to.
Yeah. Okay.
Dan.
Let me listen. I would have done this had the gods of weather not sent 2 storms with fucking crazy tornadoes of my way after I lost that last one. So give it to me right now. Your life's on the line. Somebody's got a gun in your mouth. What's your favorite prop of the day?
Am I allowed to take a goblin one?
No, that's bullshit. You're copping out right now.
Okay. All right. If I had to pick, it would be Jared Goff under 1.5 rushing yards.
Oh my God. You just put your life on that?
I did.
Hey, notice the weather, in the next couple of days if that one doesn't hit. Just notice it.
Oh, Dan, a tree fell in my house.
It kills your whole family besides you. Just everyone else.
All right. Jesus Christ. All right. I do the next stream. There's a fucking tree hanging down. There's branches right here. I'm like, welcome to Degen Fantasy, guys. So, we're going to need to hit a couple parlays because it's no longer about space heaters. It's about installation and a new wall for my house. So I'm taking Devon Achane. That's exactly how it's going to go. No, but I'm good with that one. I want Iguodala.
Okay, hey, you heard it. Jared Goff under the rushing yards. I do like that. I will co-sign that on Rocky's life.
Yeah, and I would parlay Love, Stafford, and Goff. If I had to lean on the 2, I would probably take. Where were the 2 we were banking on? Love and Goff. Because
I thought
Love playing against that Dallas defense.
I thought we were going with the very, very light skinned.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So let's go. Yeah. Let's white it down here with the Goff and Stafford under because they can't run because of their complexion.
First play for either team is just a 12-yard run.
It's just a Jared Goff 100-yard touchdown.
Dude, he fucking runs a 98-yard touchdown.
Damn, that's going to be a lot of sacks to minus. Yeah, so sacks minus that rushing total like we talked about. So that's a good line. All right, real quick, Dan. In the hot seat, okay? In the fucking hot seat. I'm going to see if can I make you display solo?
Ah!
Right, in the hot seat. I want to hear about this playoff low yardage rushing touchdown prop one more time so I can make sure I can lock it in.
Rocky fucked that up completely. It has nothing to do with that. Okay, so there's a certain bet. Jesus Christ. It's called shortest touchdown, okay? The line that you're going to get on this bet is 1.5, and we're going to take the under in each game, okay? Here's why we're going to do it. 13-1, I believe last year. It's lost maybe 4 times in the last 4 years. It's only a playoff bet. It's only going to be available probably on like a bigger book. Bovada sometimes has it, sometimes doesn't. It's usually a little juiced, minus 120, minus 135. But you're going to want to bang that in all of these games. I like to parlay it. I like to put it in 2-team parlays and then a 3-team, 4-team, 5-team, all the way up to 6. Just take that under 1.5 yards for the shortest touchdown in each game.
So question, do you have a game that you're looking at today to place that down in?
Yeah, I'm putting it down in both of these games.
In both of these games. Now, is this per team or just for the game?
No, this is just for the game, so you can only do it. Yeah,
so you got both teams riding for it.
Both teams. So you have 2 teams going for it. The best thing about the playoffs, they're going to be a little bit more dialed in when it comes to pass interference calls.
Yep.
If you get one in the end zone, your next place from the 1-yard line. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of 1-yard touchdowns scored. Just watch it. Again, this is maybe juiced to 125 at most. This is the lock of the century.
Is this on Bovada?
Every game is going to hit this. Should be on Bovada. If it's not, get on FanDuel, get on DraftKings.
I can't do anything.
It'll be there.
Hold on, let me see.
Thanks for. I'm in the middle of it right now.
Okay,
get on any book and just play it.
Shortest touchdown. I'm looking. Hold on. First touchdown score. Double performances. Would it be a prop or would it be in a game thing?
It'd be like a touchdown prop or something like that. They usually have the longest and the shortest.
These fucks. Most receiving yards, most rushing yards out of listed players, passing yards range. It's a lot of new shit for the playoffs. I'm gonna check the team things. Where is let's do Kansas City, Miami. Kansas City and Miami. Touchdown scores, touchdown props. Okay, hold on. Total touchdowns. Team to score longest touchdown. Where's shortest touchdown? Exact number. Show more. Come on. Damn, I do not have it on the Bovada.
All right, we're gonna have to find it on a book, but it's out there. You'll be able to find it. Each game should be about minus 125, minus 130 at most. So just smash it. It's gonna hit. And we'll be back on Monday to recall all the games that hit the touchdown.
All right, so last segment, and then we will wrap up here. I would like to ask my boy, Double Down Dan, to predict the final scores of every game.
All right, Cleveland. You want me to start from left to right here?
Actually, start bottom right to top left. Let's change it up.
Bottom right. Okay.
So,
Cowboys beat the Packers 28-7. Bills beat the Steelers probably 31-10. Give me the Rams to beat the Lions 38-35. KC to beat Miami 10-3 probably. Wow. Philly to beat Tampa Bay like 28-14. And then Cleveland to beat Houston like 38-20.
You think Buffalo's going to be that high scoring of a game?
Yeah, I think Buffalo's going to beat the fuck out of the Steelers.
Even with the wind?
Yeah.
I'm more leaning like 21-13 Buffalo.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are leaning that way, and a lot of people are going to be wrong. So,
Dan, you just have a way of just words. And listen, a little word of advice from the wise. If you would like to check this out, this is for your legs. If you're going to add any parlays, we talked about this before. Let me just move this display so you can see it. Here's your hitting percentages for when you place parlay bets. Straight bets, 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 legs, 5 legs. I'm looking at the 3-leg with 16% chance with Goff, Love, and Stafford for under the rushing. For a 2-leg, do you have a 2-leg for anyone tonight?
Yeah, go to the Browns. Let's go Flacco over and Njoku over. Let's put them together.
Do you have a 4-leg? If you had to, not saying you're playing this, if you had to.
If I had to, yeah, I'd put Flacco, I'd put Stafford, Get me to the side here. I'd put A-Chain and I'd put Goff in there.
Okay, I like it. I would do for my 4-leg. I would do Amon-Ra and Njoku, Goff, and Stafford.
Okay,
That's my
I like
4-leg lay of the day. So
like
yeah,
that.
guys, listen. If you want to check us out on our official parlay of the day today, I will be posting one. It's $10 per week or $30 per month with our actual locks. This is what they look like when they hit because we hit so many. We've only missed one. That was 50 to win 450. And then we have on IG, exclusive picks, parlays, hits and misses displayed, open DMs, or if you want to talk shit, member choice picks of the week. And if you pay monthly, you get $10 off. You're saving $10 if you get it monthly. And anything else, Dan? Do you want to compliment my little thumbnail here? Because I think
No, not at all. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. We talked about it way too long.
No, just look
it's
at how
gorgeous,
beautiful
fantastic. What I do want to remind people of, hey, remember, we're playing singles as well as parlays. Listen, parlays are hard to hit, okay? Singles are a little bit easier to hit. If you're not comfortable playing these picks by themselves, do not put them in a parlay. That's just
Dan has changed my betting life with taking single bets. I was like coming in hot off of parlays for hockey shots, and I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it. I was hitting 4-leggers like it was nothing. I was hitting 4-leggers like nothing. And then as I started being like, I started learning as the regression comes, I guess parlays isn't the only way to do it. And now that I started taking, shorter parlays, maybe a 2-leg, maybe a 3-leg on the occasion 4. And then as I'm doing that, I'm also taking a leg off. So if I have a 3-leg, I'll take 1 leg off and play 2 of my most confident ones. And then also I will take both of those 2 legs and 3 legs and I will play them all singly. So odds are if I miss it, I recoup my investment, or odds are if 2 out of the 3 hit, it's not a total loss. And it's kept me over positive in my account for the past 2.5 weeks since I've started doing it.
And it will continue to, by the way. Okay. Don't be afraid. Hey, listen, like I said, if you're going to gamble, okay, we've had this talk before, but let's have another talk. If you're going to gamble, I want you to not just put yourself in a bubble, okay? I want you to have access to all the lines, okay? Get a couple books, get a local, get a couple, Bovada, FanDuel, whatever you got. Shop the lines, okay? That's important. Get the best line because we went over our picks beforehand, before the stream, and I'm different books. The numbers completely fucking different. Like I think I had like 59.5 for one of ours on my book, and it was 62.5 on Prize Picks. Listen, don't get locked into a book that's only going to allow you to parlay. They do that for a reason. They know you're going to lose at a higher clip that way, and you just have to be very conscious about that. To get on a sports book, take these plays singularly, build your bankroll slowly, and then you can start dropping more and more on each play.
And you can start layering it up. Yeah, so listen, guys, this is Degen Fantasy. If you would like to follow us on any of our beautiful platforms, TikTok is at Degen Fantasy. IG is at Degen Fantasy Premium. Premium is the one that you're going to pay for to get our exclusive picks. On Twitter, it's at DGEN Fantasy Bets. And Twitch and all the other cool stuff, it's Degen Fantasy. Dan, any final remarks, any final talking points before we wrap it up here?
Let's go Bills, baby.
And I will be completely locked in to this Dolphins-Chiefs game. I think that's going to be the funnest one to watch today, just because based on the weather being so fucking crazy. So we will be back Sunday morning at what time, Dan?
No, we'll be back Monday to recap everything.
We're not doing Sunday morning? Sunday morning?
No.
Dan's
Monday.
like, go fuck yourself. Monday morning, we'll be back to recap everything. Enjoy the picks, play them, and if you hit any picks that you tail off of our live stream, make sure you drop it. Come back in the comment section, drop a like, and leave a little comment saying, hey, I took Njoku, and he hit. Hey, I took Jared Goff, and he hit. Definitely check out those quarterback rushing unders. And any other pick that you really wanna put emphasis on for tonight?
Under 1.5 yards for shortest touchdowns, guys. Get on it. Play it anywhere you can.
This has been Degen Fantasy.